Good morning, guys. Today I'm taking the train from Shrewsbury down to London Euston. Now there's a couple of direct trains a day with Avanti West Coast. They're about £45. Or if you change in Birmingham, you can probably get it for £25 one way. But today I'm going to show you how to do it for considerably less than that. The question I've got, is it worth it? It's going to take a little while longer. I'll tell you what, you come with me and let's go and find out if it is. I'll see you in a bit. So you've got 5 options when travelling from Shrewsbury to London, which I've attempted to illustrate on the map. A direct with Avanti West Coast, which is the red route, that's about £45 one way, and also in red you can change at Wolverhampton or Birmingham stations onto Avanti West Coast, which you may be able to do for around £25 if you're lucky. A change at Smethwick Galton Bridge and Birmingham Moor Street onto Chiltern Railways, arriving in London Marylebone for maybe £30, that's the brown route there. A change at Crewe on the blue route, which is about the same price if you're using London Northwestern trains. It'll be more expensive if you change onto Avanti. Or the green route, which is the one I'm taking today, which I reckon is the cheapest, using a combination of Transport for Wales Rail and London Northwestern trains, changing at Wolverhampton and Stafford. And as we pass the largest operational mechanical signal box in the world, which is still under scaffolding incidentally, we're off to a great start in one of Transport for Wales Rail's refurbished trains with a really clean interior and twin USB plus mains power sockets at every seat. The passengers were still quite sparse, as you can see from this footage. It was a reasonably early start for me. Total journey time was scheduled to take 3 hours 20 minutes. I'll do a few comparisons with the other journey times a little bit later on in the video. That's not too bad. I took the 0732 train from Shrewsbury to Wolverhampton, which is where I am now, courtesy of Transport for Wales Rail, and I'm waiting for a train now which will take me up to Stafford, and then when I get to Stafford I'm going to take another train there and that will take me all the way down to Euston. So let's see how it goes, and I'll catch you again in a little while. Cheers. Yeah, so this segment, it feels like you're going back on yourself a bit, which you are to an extent, but it only takes around 13 minutes to get up to Stafford. So if the change times are reasonable, I don't think it makes a massive dent in the overall journey time, in my opinion. First impressions of this London Northwestern train, yes, really good. Again, it was quiet, but you can see how the train has been designed with commuters in mind. The interior configuration lends itself to much busier times. Again, it was really clean, with good connectivity. I also like the real-time TV displays, which are a classy addition, I think. Yeah, so made it up to Stafford, and I'm just waiting for my third and final train of this morning, which will take me down to Euston via Tamworth. Now, of course, being an Easter weekend, I've got to run the gauntlet of disruption due to working on the railways. But that's fair enough, and that's the best time to do it, in my opinion. I haven't heard of any delays yet, so it shouldn't be too badly affected, I don't think. We'll let you know how I go anyway, and I'll catch you when I get down there. Cheers for now.
To London Euston. Any customers to Shrewsbury, Trent Valley and Atherstone needs travelling the front 4 coaches. For Shrewsbury, Trent Valley and Atherstone, you need to travel in the front 4 coaches.
Yeah, they're quite long trains, these. I think they're 8 coaches long, so you do have to bear that in mind if you're getting off at some of the stations along the route with shorter platforms. Obviously we're not on this occasion, so I can sit where I like.
arrive at platform 5 will be the 0856 London Northwestern Railway service.
Now, I think this train had the older style seats in it, maybe going back to London Midland times. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this in the comments below. Also, note the first class section. The only discernible difference to me seemed to be the macassars on the seats. Okay, so I'm on the third train. I've never seen Stafford railway station so empty. There was only myself that got off the last train going up to Liverpool. And as far as I'm aware, there are no delays at the moment. And I like
Passengers
these
wishing
trains.
to leave us at the next station, please move forward towards the front of the train due to the short platform at this station.
I'm not getting off at the next station. But yeah, I like these trains. They're nice and clean. There's Wi-Fi, USB ports and conventional power sockets as well. One thing I should mention is that there's no catering on any of these trains, and so you've got to bring your own stuff, which I did do this morning, as well as forgetting my glasses, by the way, which is a bit of a nuisance. But yeah, we'll get there, and yeah, hopefully we'll get there on time. So I'll take a few more shots of the journey, and I'll speak to you again when we get down to Euston. I'll catch you later. So before I start playing some incidental music over shots of the local countryside, I thought I'd show you the toilet area on board. Overall it was a clean space, not surprising really, considering the lack of passengers, but I was more interested in whether everything was working or not. Unfortunately, the hand dryer didn't appear to function, though I always find these a bit tricky to position your hands under. Anyway, apart from that, everything was fine, and I returned to my seat to admire the views. Okay guys, so I'm going to post up some journey times, and please bear in mind these can change due to operational reasons, maintenance, etc. So on an ordinary day, Shrewsbury to Euston via Crewe can be done for around 2 hours 18 minutes using a Avanti West Coast from Crewe. Bear in mind that will be more expensive than the slower London Northwestern trains. Shrewsbury to Euston with a change at Wolverhampton or Birmingham stations to Avanti West Coast can be anywhere between 2.5 to 3 hours. Shrewsbury to Euston direct with Avanti West Coast is roughly the same, give or take a few minutes. And Shrewsbury to Euston via Wolverhampton and Stafford is again a similar time, but you have those two changes to contend with that I'm undertaking today. And then finally, the Shrewsbury to Marylebone with Chiltern Railways, where you have to change at Smethwick Galton Bridge and Birmingham Moor Street. It's a lovely route, but it's going to take you around 3.5 hours. So let me know what you think of these routes and times, and if you've got any tips and advice, please do give me a shout in the comments below. Okay then guys, that was Shrewsbury to London Euston with London Northwestern Railway and Transport for Wales for the first bit. And not bad, about half an hour delay I think when we got here. Would I use the service again? Don't know really. It's difficult to tell today because things are a bit unusual because of the maintenance that's going on around the Euston, Milton Keynes area. So yeah, probably would. I like the train. It was all about the journey really. The journey was quite good, and total price was £18.10, which I think is pretty decent for the amount of journey, the length of the journey, and the standard of the train. Another announcement going on, so I will catch you in another video soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Cheers for now.